You've waited all week, and we're back. This is Pam Gosling's Girlfriends. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight I have with me two people. Jack, who's always here, he looms around, and he is handling the controls tonight. So you will not be able to message us on Facebook for a limited time. You can message us via the Jack. Go to greenvillemedia.com's Facebook page, and you can send us messages that way. But of course, you're always welcome to call 423-972-4444. 972-4444. Now, tonight I have with me Paige Malone Mingle, who is a good friend of mine, who is very active in the local theater organizations and is a movie buff and just an all-around witty chick. Hi, Paige.
Hi, Pam.
She's back. Tonight we're going to talk about some of our favorite chick flick movies.
Yes.
But before we get started with tonight's show, I want to tell you what I got going next week. Okay?
Okay.
Dina Hicks, also one of our friends,
Yes.
has nervously agreed to come on the show. Dina is the executive director of the Child Advocacy Center for the 3rd Judicial District. That's our county and surrounding counties.
Yes.
And Dina is the person that gets involved when there's been abuse and a child has been involved in some sort of abuse. I wanted to have Dina on because, to me, I'm not a mama, and I don't know how to, there's a certain level to me that Dante left out, and that includes rooms with children. But Dina knows about the little folks.
Yes.
And given the recent situation we had with the shooting at the school, how do you talk to your kids when bad things happen? How do you explain, this is serious, this is what serious means, and not scare them, but, let them know that this, we need to take this seriously and how we protect ourselves. She does a lot with children that have sexual abuse, have been in some sort of sexual abuse situation. And she said, when I messaged her about coming on the show, she said, you do realize that I say penis and vagina a lot. Yeah, I waited till you took a drink. Sorry, Paige.
That's all right.
But I told her that was okay, because, sometimes that's the word you need to use.
Yes.
Yeah. So next week we're going to have Dina. So I hope people will tune in. Turning in means going to bed. I hope that you will listen in next week and how to talk with your kids when bad things happen. But that's next week. This is this week.
Great.
Do you have a list?
I do.
You told me you have some definitions.
I do. When we decided we were going to talk about chick flicks, one of the discussions that I remember us having is that we should decide really what
does it constitute.
Yes, what's a chick flick? And so I can't live without the internet anymore, so I went out to my trusty little Google and came up with a couple of definitions. Wikipedia says that chick flick is a slang term for a film genre mainly dealing with love and romance and designed to appeal to a largely female target audience.
That's broad and yet usable.
Exactly.
Thus the Google or Wikipedia.
Right. Google Dictionary was even more broad. A movie that appeals mainly to women.
Okay, a movie that appeals to broads. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
And of course, Urban Dictionary, which is always fun.
I like that.
A film that indulges in the hopes and dreams of women and or girls. A film that has a happy, fuzzy, ridiculously unrealistic ending.
Once again,
yes.
I'm so urban. I'm going with that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so we're going to talk about films that appeal to broads, that have unrealistic, fuzzy, happy, this could never happen, but boy, wouldn't it be great if, men really did act like this kind of thing?
Mm-hmm. For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
I think I have one on my list that doesn't have that ending, but that's okay.
Okay. All right. You want to do in no particular order?
Sure.
Give me
This is your show.
Top and there. Okay. Off the top of your head, one that okay, we've got to make sure we talk about, not mention, not a gracious or a platitude. We have got to talk about fill in the blank.
I think if you mention chick flicks, you have to talk about The Notebook.
Oh, I know.
Always.
I know, because I'm telling you, Nicholas Sparks, he has more estrogen than me and you together.
I think you're right.
I don't. Do you think he just drinks celestial teas? and sits in the tub to put together a dialogue.
By candlelight.
By candlelight.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
I agree.
Yes, and Calgon. There's Calgon. I bet he has cats.
I bet you're right.
Okay.
Multiple
I wrote
cats.
one quote.
Okay.
And it is from
The Notebook.
Okay. And it is, Noah says to Allie, those of you that don't know the film and the book, it's Star-Crossed Lovers, Noah and Allie. Rich girl, poor boy, but reads poetry. Poor boy who reads poetry. I don't get, okay, because there's a lot of those. Whitman, because he stuttered. But he says to Allie, the best love is the kind that awakens the soul and makes us reach for more, that plants a fire in our hearts and brings peace to our minds. And that's what you've given me. He said that with calluses. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the female inside of all of us wants some Noah to say that to
I know.
us.
I quivered just a bit.
I know.
That was what I did.
I did.
And then he says, well, what are you going to be? What are you going to be? And he says, well, just tell me what you want and I'll just be that. Is that not every girl's dream?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. But we want Sam Elliott to turn to us,
Right.
or Dalton from Roadhouse, and say, just tell me what you want and I'll be that.
Yes.
Roadhouse did not make my chick flick movie list.
I'm not really sure that falls under the definition.
Yeah, there's some fighting.
There is.
In that one, but
some cursing and drinking and
there
all
is,
that good
there
stuff is in
and
there.
some ripping out throats.
Well,
But I
yes.
just put it on my chick. What does that say about me? On my chick. Okay.
You need more Calgon?
I know. I do. I need some extra in there. Maybe there's a pill. So,
Well, and I had a quote from the Notebook as well.
oh, good.
Yes, because as we said, in case there is a female out there who hasn't seen it, we meet Noah and Allie at the end of their lives as well, and he's reading this love story to her from a notebook, and she has
That's the name.
Alzheimer's. Exactly. And at the end, she comes back from wherever you go when you have Alzheimer's, and the quote is, "Read it to me, and I'll come back to you." And that's what she does. It makes you cry every time.
And she says, how much time do we have? And he said, I don't know. Last time it was just like 3 minutes.
Yes. That just breaks your heart.
Do you think our love is strong enough for us to go together, Noah? You know.
I know.
I know. I know.
I know.
Nobody's
Of course,
ever
we
loved
won't
me.
spoil the
My
end, but
poodle does look at me that way.
oh,
She does.
with
She
puppy dog
With-
eyes.
yes.
Yes.
Mama. Okay. All right. Well, one that I think we have got to talk about.
Yes.
Little different take than the Notebook, but still falling under the definition of appeals to women,
Okay.
somewhat fuzzy, happy ending.
Yay.
Bridget Jones' Diaries.
Yes. It's been a while. I wish I'd had a little more time to do homework so I could have watched that one again.
Mark Darcy. Mark Darcy. Love it. Love
Yes.
it. She talks about her jiggly bits.
Yes. That's my favorite part.
Uh-huh.
I don't want you to see those.
No, don't do it. And he says, I have the right to look at your jiggly bits.
Yes.
Which I think that is just a direct rip-off to St. Elmo's Fire. Do you remember that? St. Elmo's Fire from the 80s? Rob Lowe.
I do remember the
Brat
movie.
Pack. Okay.
Mhm.
He's agrees in love and kindness to take the ugly fat girl's virginity, and he puts his hand on her knee and fills her girdle. That is a support garment when it comes down to your knee.
Yes.
Yes. And he says it's sort of his right to feel her jiggly bits. We've gone this far, now I can't squeeze your belly. What are you telling me? You
Right.
know?
All's fair.
Exactly.
Yes.
You didn't hold back on other stuff, so now suddenly you don't want me to, touch the nipples on the dimples. What are those dimples on your nipples? Nipples. Okay. On your behind. Okay. All right. But anyway, Bridget Jones' Diary. I love that. And
Yes.
Renee Zellweger put on 40 pounds. Do you remember that whenever she gained weight to play that role, and people were like, and she put on 40 pounds. Can you believe that she would abuse her body to put on 40 pounds for a role? Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I'm like, 40, I could put 40 pounds on by tomorrow.
That's what I'm thinking. And you don't even have to offer me a movie role. I'll just do that for you if I need to.
Peggy Ann and I are going to have to break up. I think some people, you compare her in that movie to Chicago.
Yes, which she did in between the two Bridget Joneses, so she did that twice. I know.
The only reason for exercising is, you have donuts coming later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But someone could pay me to gain
I know.
40. Sign me up.
How do you get that role?
Yeah.
How do you get that role? All right, do another one. What's your second?
Well, it's not. Well, yes, it is second on my list, actually. But The Girdle reminded me of a quite often quoted chick flick, Steel Magnolias.
No list is complete without Steel Magnolias.
Oh, of course, especially if you're going to talk about women. And of course, I think Dolly Parton's character is the one who had the line about, haven't left the house without Lycra on these thighs since I was 12.
Because you were raised right.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We didn't. There were no Kardashians.
No.
Dolly started that long before the Kardashians came up with Spanx.
Yes, she sure did.
The higher the hair, the closer to God. That came from Dolly too in that movie.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah, that's a tearjerker.
Yes. And it doesn't matter how many times I've seen it. That's.
It's coming.
You do.
Okay, but
and you still can't stop it.
Sally Field, Michael Landon. They show up on screen, and you're like, I'm going to need a tissue.
Yes.
I'm just going to.
Just hand me the
box.
box.
I'm just prepping. It's coming. I know it is. I'm prepping.
Exactly.
Because I cried as a kid over Michael Landon on the Polaroid commercials. Do you remember those? Or the Kodak commercials or whatever they were?
Yes. Between those and the reach out and touch someone commercials.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I could be watching a comedy show and cry in the commercials. I'm with you.
I went to the movies a couple weeks ago and saw, and I will say this wrong, and I will be so corrected, Les Miserables.
Very good.
Did I say that?
You're pretty close. Yeah.
The Miserables.
Right.
My friends, this is what happens when you have cultured friends, that one saw it on Broadway and one saw it in London, and, I'm waiting on the comic book. To come out. And after the movie, they're all saying, "Oh, what did you think? Wasn't it wonderful?" And I said, "It's every movie ever made. It's every story." Okay, I'm just going to write one. Let's put every tragic human event. And what are we going to call it? Misery. Let's just call it that.
Yeah. Oh, well, no. If it's misery, it skips over into the Stephen King genre, and
that's
it becomes
true.
horror.
That's a whole different.
Cut off people's feet. That's not good.
I will hobble you.
Yes.
So you'll always love me.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me do a second one. I'm skipping around because there's some on here that I don't know. They may get honorable mentions. I don't know they would fall directly into the chick flick.
Gotcha.
The must-haves. Legends of the Fall.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
Young Brad Pitt.
Well,
Brad Pitt, long hair.
That's true. That's true. Say no more.
That's it.
That makes it
that's
a
why
chick
you
flick
watch
right there.
Right there. That is. And they should put that. Maybe we should make a comment to Urban Dictionary that says must include Brad Pitt.
Ooh. Well, now you can edit.
Because Chanel commercials have become chick flicks because they have Brad Pitt in them.
That's true. That's true. Well, you can definitely edit Wikipedia. Maybe Urban Dictionary will allow suggestions.
Okay.
I can see that.
Anything including Brad Pitt. We got Thelma and Louise.
That's on my list.
It is on my list too.
That's the one without the fuzzy ending, however.
Yeah. Well, it depends on your definition of fuzzy.
That ain't it for me. Driving off a cliff.
No fuzz.
No fuzz.
But where do you go from there? And you got Harvey Keitel's chasing you. See, that is the essence of Nightmare. That Keitel is behind you with that big...
That's true.
Knobby mole between, on his forehead. It's like him and Russell Crowe. And who's that other guy that was in... my mind is blank. The Nicole Kidman movie with where she's on the trapeze and she's the stripper that, dies.
Ewan McGregor.
Yes, Ewan McGregor.
In
yes.
Moulin Rouge. Yes.
Very good, Moulin Rouge. Very good. Ding, ding, ding.
I love that one.
Do you?
Yes.
That's a chicky movie.
It is. And it's got music, too. And I'm a sucker for those.
Music and, okay.
Music
No.
and dance and
No. You know, in
Love stories.
Les Miserables, they sang the whole thing. The whole thing.
Yes.
They sang not only their feelings and their thoughts, they sang, I am walking across the floor. I mean, just like, really? I'd take a little nap, but just singing. I mean, I'm not kidding. I think they said maybe 6 lines of dialogue. And one, I was paying attention, was Hugh Jackman saying to his shop foreman, deal with this. Because I'm like, okay, I guess that doesn't rhyme. But that is one of the few lines of dialogue. And I thought about it later, and I'm like, why did they... What I guess he had to say, deal with this, because, you know, to not just look like, and then he walked away. You know, he did empower someone else to take care of the situation. He just did it poorly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you couldn't just trim that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and it didn't need to go into the song, I feel, you know, blah, blah, because I feel, and there is your there. Okay, and deal with this.
Right.
You know, so I see the difference there, but... The Miserables.
Yes.
Everyone, anyone, all ones are welcome to call 972-4444 and jump in here with any comments, questions, concerns, epiphanies.
Yes.
And what is your favorite chick flick? Is it my turn? Or is yours?
Go ahead.
Okay. Beaches.
That's, yeah.
Is that on your list?
It didn't make like my top 10, but I think if you're going to have a discussion about chick flicks, that one has to be in there. It's like the ultimate girlfriend movie.
Don't you think that oftentimes girlfriends, the dynamic between girlfriends, sometimes fall into not really a mother-daughter, but kind of like the idiot and the one that lets her tag along with her?
Yes.
Okay.
Thelma and Louise comes to mind again.
Yes. Or the one we just talked about, and I'm all over the place, Thelma and Louise. And then in Beaches, you've got the wild Cece Bloom, who is so big. I mean, you can't even say bigger than life. She's bigger than...
Imagination.
Very good. Very
yes.
good. And then you have the classic, beautiful, clean... perfect Hillary. You know, so it's not, you know, Thelma and Louise where, you know, one is taking care of, you know, I've got this goobery friend, here we go, you know, I'm always hauling her home from her latest mistake, you know, to, you know, Cece is just this wild character in all things, and then Hillary is that stable, solid force, and they need each other so much.
Right.
You know, so I think that's a common theme in chick flicks is that there's a bond of, you know, they need something in one another that bonds that relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course keeps it going for years and years and years.
Right, because that's your string. You know, Cece's the balloon, you know, and without some kind of stability, she's all over the room, man. She's, you know, everywhere.
Exactly.
And then Hillary is just, you know, just not any lift. Not a lot of body, you know, and she needs Cece to have any, I won't call it excitement, but to have really any fire,
right?
You know, in her life. But I think that's a good movie.
Yes, very much so. And it also brings along one of the essences that I like about a lot of these chick flicks too is there are songs in a lot of them that we take away and they stick with you.
You are the wind underneath my... Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and the rose that's lost
The
its
rose.
color.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some say love.
It is a river.
Some say love is a razor. Okay.
Well, it depends on
It
who you
depends.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you River Razor Girl? Which, you know,
Right.
some people are Beatles people, some people are Elvis people.
Yes.
I do like in Beaches, Cece goes to see her mother in Florida. Classic. I love this. Okay. Every stereotype Jewish mother on the beach in Florida, skin looks like a handbag. Okay.
Yes.
She goes to see her and she's like, I don't know why he left me and he took the dog. And okay. And she's just, you know, crying her eyes out. And Mom says to her, Cece, no one could ever love you enough. Do you remember that? And
Yes.
she's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and it's still, I've just told you what your issue is, and now you want to talk about it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's still all about you.
Yes. Yes. And characters like Cece, it's always going to be.
Yes,
But then she has a friend that recognizes that,
right,
and it's okay because it doesn't have to all be about her.
right.
So that's fine, and it works. Yeah.
Jack, are we ready to do an ad?
Yeah,
Okay, do you feel your estrogen level rising as we speak?
I don't think I'm old enough to listen to this conversation.
Oh, we haven't gotten to the good ones yet. Just wait.
I think I'll go sit out in the hall.
Okay. Well, tell us who's paying for this program.
Well, I want to tell everybody of a new sponsor we have, Lynn Pitt Construction and Company Incorporated. I met Debbie today. She's a nice lady and helpful, and I just cannot say enough kind words about her. And if you need any construction done, remodeling, building a new house, or anything, they have 35 years experience. They're bonded, licensed, insured. And give them a call for all your needs at 423-823-1960. Lynn Pitt Construction Incorporated. And it's Pitt Crew with the 2 T's, PITTCREW.com.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, Paige, is it your turn? Let's hear another.
Okay. It came out a few years ago, but I happened to see it again somewhere around the Christmas holiday. So it reminded me of just what a great movie it is for a chick flick. P.S. I Love You.
I have not seen that.
I have to loan it to you. You have to see this movie. It's amazing, and it has Gerard Butler.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw your
Exactly.
post today. He's now going to be a vampire?
No, he already was, and I missed
Where
it.
did he vampire? Where did he vampire? Where was he performing?
Well, it's called Vampire 2000. I'm guessing it's not a chick flick, but I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say definitively.
Twilight is a chick flick?
That's true. My husband thinks that Interview with a Vampire is a chick flick. And you got Brad Pitt.
Has he
again,
ever
too.
met a chick? Does he know what,
Well,
I mean, he married
yeah,
one.
true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess he was going because Brad Pitt and
Yeah. Again.
Tom Cruise and
Yeah. Pitt trumps. Pitt
That's true.
trumps. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the death and destruction, Pitt trumps.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
That's true.
But for people who aren't aware, P.S. I Love You is Gerard Butler and Hilary Swank. They get married, and she's struggling a little, and then he finds out that he is going to die. He has a brain tumor.
Is it a brain cloud like Tom Hanks had in Joe versus the Volcano?
No.
Okay.
No. But he decides that he's going to leave her letters that she will get at various times after he passes. And one of those even involves he arranged a trip. He's from Ireland, by the way. And so he went and paid for and arranged a trip for her to go to Ireland about 6 months after he passed. But it's just a beautiful story. One of the quotes that I wrote down, because she was struggling later with what she wanted, and he said, when he was talking about when they met on a road in Ireland, he says that my life had changed right there. And I'm not worried about you remembering me, love. You need to remember that girl on the road. And then in another letter, he gives her permission and tells her that she needs to fall in love again. And oh my gosh, to love someone enough that you're even encouraging them to have a life after you're gone.
But
That's
setting the
amazing.
bar so high she could never find anyone to, I mean, come
Well,
on.
that's true.
Match.com.
That's true.
Match.com. You're going to put that on your profile. My last husband died of a terrible disease, but he's given me permission to love again.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget, he has an Irish accent.
Yes.
He could sing.
And dimples.
And he looks like Gerard
The
Butler.
butler, yes. So, I don't think I'm too picky. I make a nice lasagna. What do you
Okay,
say?
fine. Point taken. Point taken.
Okay. But I have heard lots of people fall in love with that movie.
Yes.
P.S. I Love You.
And it's got Harry Connick Jr. as well.
I do like a little Harry Connick Jr.
Very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a movie this weekend which was not a chick flick, but Just got a text. I will. That's on my list too. Text her. I will bring that up. I did see a movie this weekend. It's not a chick flick by any stretch of the imagination, but it's called Legendary, and it has John Cena in it.
Really?
The
I don't know
the
that
wrestler. And I have decided that John Cena needs to go on my Oprah's list of favorite things. Oh my. Oh my.
one. Okay.
He has a calf that looks like a spring bud.
Wow.
No.
Okay. Note to Google John Cena images.
That's it. I know. Wow. I mean,
Okay.
who knew? Who
Yeah.
knew? Yeah. And he has a cleft in his chin.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kirk Douglas. Kirk
Yeah?
Douglas, yes. Or I always think of Sergeant Carter because, he had that Gomer told it. Not
Well,
Gomer,
that's true.
Goober told it, yeah.
Yeah, let's don't talk about
Don't-
Sergeant Carter. No.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what the texter suggested.
Okay.
Ghost.
Now, how did I not think of that one?
My love. Yeah.
Speaking of music,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
and hot,
Swayze.
sexy scenes
Swayze.
too. Yeah.
Swayze.
That's true.
Swayze.
Ditto.
Swayze. Yeah, ditto. Yeah. But you know what? Name an actress. If Demi Moore had not accepted that role, Demi Moore, short hair, had not accepted that role. Name any other actress that could have pulled that off
Wow.
and not looked stupid.
That's true. I don't know.
I mean, could you see Julia Roberts with that?
Well, no, she popped into my head, and I went, oh no,
No, that wouldn't work.
no,
she's too long.
She'd get that potter's clay in her
Mhm,
hair, and then it
mhm.
would just be a mess.
Mhm. She would be a Maddie dog. I mean, can you think
Right.
of any other actress? I mean, really, it had to be Demi Moore, short hair.
I think so.
It made her vulnerable,
Yes.
and no one else could have been Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh heavens, no.
No, nobody
Not at
else
all.
could have done that.
No.
Nobody. Going to send her sisters to the fat farm because they are eating way too much. I mean, that's what she was going to do with the $400 million, whatever it was.
Right.
Okay, first thing on my list, send no sisters at the fat farm.
Yes.
My mother, I'll tell you this story about my little mama. She gets a little confused. She likes to watch movies, but she doesn't really pay attention. She's in and out of the room and just doesn't really pay attention.
Because she can't sit still that
No,
long, I guess.
exactly,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Okay.
And she's up with her chihuahua, or she's, going to do this or that, or crocheting something. She's just not paying attention.
Right.
But she wants to kick in about 20 minutes before the movie's over.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then she wants to ask you who these people are and what's going on and who's that guy? Is he good? We like him. And okay.
She's like that watching NASCAR too, I bet.
And
catch
we
up at
don't
the end and
NASCAR.
see the
Exactly.
highlights.
It's all
Yeah.
I care about. Yeah,
Right.
who's going to win?
Exactly.
The rest of this is just winding up.
Gotcha.
So we were watching a movie the other night. Not the other night. It's been actually some time ago, and it is Sister Act.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Again with Whoopi Goldberg movie.
Right.
So my little mama looks up and says, "Who is that woman?" And I said, "Who, Mama?" And she said, "That black woman there. Is that Goldie Whoopingberg?" I have to make myself, every time I say that woman's name now, I'm like, Goldie Whoopingberg sounds right, doesn't it? A little bit. I mean, there could be a Goldie Whoopingberg.
I love your little
I
mama.
know, isn't she funny?
She
Goldie
is.
Whoopingberg. Goldie Whoopingberg. I like Ghost. I like Ghost
Yes.
because I like the development of Patrick Swayze as a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
It's very human, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
He's still hanging on to, being the living,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very human. And you see him in the scene where he goes back to the bank and he's talking to the real bad guy that's trying to get into the accounts, and he's, Sam.
Yes,
No, Sam is
Sam.
Patrick
is Patrick
Swayze's
Swayze.
character. Okay,
Mhm.
so he's talking. Is it Kyle or something? Something like. Anyway,
I don't
the
remember.
bad guy, the real bad guy, and he's like, "Carl, you're dead, Carl." Blah blah blah. And even when he sees Willie on the street, and then Willie gets hit by a car,
Mm-hmm.
Sam is like, "Oh crap, that's not good," because
Right.
he's like, "You're dead, Willie," and Willie's like, "What?" And then of course the bad spirits come and get him and take him away. But after a while, once you learned how to push things around, would you not do things like flip the this and do that? You would.
Oh,
I
you know
would.
I would.
Just stuff like, you know, murder, 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 whatever on the keyboard or whatever. Just, you know,
Yeah.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
It's just what a real human being would do.
Well, because you deserve it.
You would, yeah.
Yeah.
He could have gotten a lot worse.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there were no chains rattling. There were no, you know, he could have done bad things.
Right.
Yeah, but he's still a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still going to mess with you a little bit. Okay, let's see. All right, Connie, a friend of mine has texted me, The Family That Prays, Kathy Bates, The Family That Prays. Do you know that one?
I don't. I'm not familiar
Okay.
with that one.
I don't know that one either.
I'll have to make a
Connie,
note
you
and check
call
that
me
one out.
972-4444, and we'll talk about that movie, The Family That Prays, with Kathy Bates. We may have to Googlepedia.
Yeah.
Wicca Urban or whatever.
Right.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let me look at my list and see what I can. Oh. I'm getting a little weepy
Oh, no.
because I'm just imagining the box. Okay, so I don't even, you know, the color purple.
Yes, that's another one. It's been a very long time since I've seen it.
I love it. I love it. Miss Seeley,
Yes.
I feels like singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That movie is perfect from the opening scene to the last. It is just, and the characters are the character.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying when I
Yes.
say that? Even the old guy that plays Danny Glover's dad.
Mm-hmm.
We got a caller, Paige.
Great.
Hey, caller.
Hi.
Hey, is this
this is
Maggie?
Maggie.
Hey, Maggie.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Paige, have you met my friend Maggie just from the last show?
We're Facebook friends.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah.
Maggie is a friend of mine I've known for, I'm not going to say how many years, but we used to work together years and years ago.
Okay.
And Maggie is a big movie buff.
Oh, okay.
So, top of your head, Maggie. First one, when I say
Well,
chick flick, you got to go with.
There are all of those Tom Hanks movies. I mean, Sleepless in Seattle.
It's on my
Yeah,
list,
yeah.
yeah.
You've got Mail. What's the one where they? Oh, that's Sleepless in Seattle. What's the
Harry
other?
Met Sally.
That wasn't Tom Hanks, though.
No,
was Billy
that was
Crystal.
Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I didn't like Meg Ryan's eyebrows in that one, by the way. Hey, how listening there from Ohio?
You've got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle. There's another one with Tom Hanks.
Joe versus the volcano.
Oh, that's where the brain cloud
That's
comes
the brain cloud. Maggie, how are we sounding tonight? Jack has rigged a new situation here. We have flashing lights. Are we sounding pretty good all the way in Ohio?
You all the way in Ohio, I can hear you. Except that Jack sounds like he's in a tin can. It sounds like he doesn't have a microphone.
He is in a tin can. That's where we keep
Is
him
he?
so he'll stay
He's in there?
fresh.
He can't hear us talk about chick flicks that way.
Oh. He's hermetically sealed in it.
Yes. Hermetically sealed, yes.
He's in a Ziploc.
Then it must be a mayonnaise jar you have him in.
Yes.
Okay.
But I vote for any of the Tom Hanks movies.
Okay. Give me your favorite.
Well, not all the Tom Hanks movies.
Okay. Well, he's pretty good.
Yes.
Tell me, what would you say is your favorite?
Oh, I don't know. I know that if You've Got Mail is on, I'll watch it, even though it just truly highlights what a bad actress Meg Ryan is. I mean, she's just really a bad actress in that one.
She was young, but someone did work on her eyebrows. That I watched a
in her
little bit.
30s when she did that one.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I did like her in Sleepless in Seattle, though.
I did.
I did
She was
too.
cute.
Okay.
She was adorable.
Her hair really helped her in that, but
Yes, it did.
and Rosie helped her in that one, made her much more believable.
Yes.
Rosie did a good job on that one.
She
Yes,
did
she
do a
did.
good job in that.
I even had the quote from that one. That was,
Oh.
It was magic.
Jack,
That's
yes.
the one.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, Jack. I'm knocking equipment over here. I like that, and she's in the. And I like who I cannot think of his name, and jump in, Maggie, because I know you'll know. Her first, the man she was living with, who was the
I don't know.
from the publishing side, I can see him so clear. He
Yeah, I
played,
can't
later
do
when
it.
he played the president in
It's Bill Pullman.
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah, I think you're right.
She is right. And they have that routine down with here's the water for your humidifier, here's your Kleenex, and
Yes,
and
that
their
you have to look
nighttime
at each
routine.
other.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're like, well, you're just a bundle of love right there.
That's the quintessence of boredom.
Yeah. Yeah. When I hand you the water for your, humidifier, you know that
Yes.
we've
And
crossed
you know
over.
exactly when
Right.
it's time for the water,
Yes.
and when it's time for the Kleenex, and
That's an excellent sign that the honeymoon is over.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Yes. We're not even brother and sister
Right.
anymore. Yeah.
yeah, and they aren't even married yet, and they're bored.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, but there's another one that everybody loves too, a Tom Hanks movie, and of course that leads you to An Affair to Remember.
Oh, yes. I've got a story about that one, believe it or not. I was sitting at home. My daughter had gone out for something, and I got involved. I was channel surfing and stopped on this movie that had Warren Beatty and Annette Bening, and I just loved it. And by the time she got home, I was on the couch sobbing. And she's like, "What's going on, Mom?" And I said, "You have to see this movie. It's called A Love Story, and it's about this man and woman, and they met, and they're going to go back, and they're going to meet on the Empire State Building." And she's like, "No, that's An Affair to Remember." And I said, "Okay, no, I'm watching. It's right. Look, it's right here." And she says, "Mom, it's a remake." Okay. So I had to go back and see the original. And of course, they make fun of Tom Hanks' sister in Sleepless in
Who is
Seattle
his wife?
over An Affair to Remember.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Do they?
they do, because she's talking about the movie, and it sounds like this movie, and her little legs are
That's
all
what he
shriveled.
says.
And, yes.
They weren't called chick flicks until Tom Hanks in that movie said, "That sounds like a chick movie." And then it became chick flicks, but they weren't called that before then.
He has named a genre.
Yes, he has.
Yes, absolutely.
Funny from the man who made his start in show business pretending to be a woman
That's
in
true.
Bosom Buddies.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We've all done some crazy things when we were young.
Yes.
I never dressed as a man and tried to live in a male,
No,
dormitory.
I didn't either.
So there. Well, what about the Sex and the City movies?
Sex and what?
Sex and the City. Carrie Bradshaw,
The
Four
movies
Friends.
the TV shows were great, but the movies were especially. The first one, okay, but by the time you got to the third one, it's
I
like,
know.
oh, please.
Nobody's buying this.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
When
seen
when
the-
they all stuck their heads around a corner, one on top of another, it was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. They should have made the movies at the start of the show. When HBO
Yeah,
still owned it. Before,
you-
we just played everything out.
Right.
Did you know that there's going to be a prequel
Yes.
on TV?
Yes, I have seen. It's the Carrie Diaries.
Yes.
And it's
Really?
before she was a big deal.
Okay. I
The
had not
becoming
seen
of
that.
the big deal. Yeah. I don't know if that'll be too tweeny or too, 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
To the hills for me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm going to venture out here to a actor that not a Tom Hanks who makes the chicky movies, but one that I consider to be right up there is various movies with John Cusack.
Oh my goodness! Of course.
Yes.
Serendipity is way
Midnight
there at the top of the
Star.
list.
Yes. And Say Anything with
Yes.
Lloyd Dobber.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you name a kid Lloyd Dobber. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
of course he's going to be the one that's so overwhelmed by his feelings, that he holds his boombox up and just, play
Yes.
my heart for me, Lloyd Dobber.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's not really a chick flick movie, but it does bear mentioning, is a movie he was in called Better Off Dead. Have you seen that? Maggie, I know you and I watched Better Off Dead. It's the one where the paper boy keeps chasing him, and he'll just show up different places, and the paper boy's very eerie, and I mean he'll be like the shadow in the park, and John Cusack will turn a corner, and here's the paper boy going, $2.
Yes, I do
He
remember
pops out of flower pots. $2.
Yes, I do
Did you
remember
ever
that.
watch the movie Serendipity?
I have.
Yes.
I'm going to write my name and phone number in this book, and then I'm going to throw
Yeah.
it into
Yeah.
the air.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the
just
quote?
wanna choke
You're
on
more
Only
likely-
a very, very beautiful woman could do that when you know that love is going to be right around the corner again.
And
Well,
again.
with the guy that I've totally blanked on his name, her love interest, Lars, that she leaves for John Cusack in that movie.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I
what
don't
is his
know.
name? He was on Northern Exposure.
Oh, yeah. Later went on with John Corbett.
John Corbett, thank you. Yeah, there's another heartthrob for you.
Yeah.
Anything that he's
Yeah.
in, I'll sit and watch.
Yeah. But he is now with Bo Derek. And I saw an interview with
Say
the
it
two of
isn't
them.
so.
I know.
Wait,
John Corbett from Northern
Yeah,
Exposure. Okay, he and
Yeah.
Bo Derek are now together. And I saw an interview with them, and he's a dweeb. Yeah, he's
That's a shame.
Yeah,
Is he?
he needs
How
to go back to
sad.
the radio, and he was very earthy and very hippie. When he was on Northern Exposure. And
Yes.
he had that great voice, and he seemed
yes, very much so.
He was dreamy.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought of the other movie.
Okay, what is it?
It doesn't have Tom Hanks in it, but it has Meg Ryan, When Harry Met Sally.
I said that earlier, and
Oh,
and
did you? I missed
yes,
it.
and Paige corrected me and said
Billy
that was Billy
Crystal.
Crystal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
she
what
had-
she's
Yeah,
having.
that's right. I heard
Yes.
that part. I was on the phone talking with you.
Oh, I see. Okay. I can't get over Meg Ryan's eyebrows in that. It's like she puts eyeshadow in her eyebrows.
Only you would be
And they're-
fixated on her
they're
eyebrows.
thick. They're thick and they're bushy and they have a shiny shadow in them. And I'm like, I need a wipe. I have to. Anyway.
But I think that was the fashion at the time.
No,
Was she eyebrows like
no,
shield?
no.
Shield?
Not including eyeshadow. No.
That's true.
Oh.
Not even on long road trips. You know what I'm saying?
Not even early in the morning when you
No.
haven't had time to do anything with them, right?
No. I mean, that frosty oyster eyeshadow in those dark, but no, ungood. Ungood. That's a hygiene issue. Okay, let's go on. Let's talk. Let's see. Give me another one, Paige.
Well, I'll tell you, before we move away from John Cusack, though, one of the things, and I think I hurt my husband's feelings one night because I said, wouldn't it not be the coolest thing to be married to John Cusack? Because number one,
Yeah, that's a killer.
well, you're married to John Cusack, and then you get Joan as a sister-in-law.
Oh, Christmas is
what a-
getting better all the
Don't
time.
you know holidays
Yes.
at their house is so much fun?
Yes.
You would have a
yes.
blast.
Who needs to bring a dish? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your
that
husband and your best friend all in the same family,
would-
right there.
I know. But
And she'll go shopping with you. I guarantee it.
yeah.
And
Do
you'd
have
have
you
a
seen
ball.
the movie, gosh, come on, Grosse Point Blank? John Cusack
Yes.
and his sister's in that, and she's his secretary. He's a hired a gun for hire, and so he's
Yes.
hired to kill somebody. His high school reunion. Minnie Driver is his old high school flame. Blah blah blah, and Joan Cusack is back at the office. And just screaming at the ammo guy over whatever. She is priceless.
She is
priceless.
She's a hoot.
She is. Okay, let's see. Give me another one, Paige.
Well, if you're going to talk about chick flicks, you got to talk about Pretty Woman.
That's on my
You
list.
know, you just
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah.
That's true.
Please.
Well, and the guy riding in on the white horse.
Oh, I know.
Who knew it was a limo?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm fine with a Mustang. I just, you know.
And don't you own a white Mustang, actually? Convertible, Miss Page?
Well, yes.
She got her own horse. That's what
There you go.
Yes, there
That's
you
the
go.
way to do it, ladies.
That's the way to do it. Get your own horse.
Yes.
Okay. Back at you.
You know, earlier you were talking about Patrick Swayze. What about Dirty Dancing?
I was going to say, I see your Pretty Woman and I raise you a Dirty Dancing.
Exactly. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
That's great. Isn't that great? And
Yeah.
you're like, I want to be the baby, and the poor
I
older
know.
sister.
Yeah.
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 Bless her heart.
Yeah, she did not fare well in that movie.
No.
Yeah,
No.
some people are just here to decorate the. Some people want to change the world. Others just want to decorate it.
Yes, yes. Well, it's funny. I saw an interview with Patrick Swayze after that movie came out because we all swooned. When nobody puts baby in a corner and he pulls her out, and he said he just felt so awkward, and that was just the corniest line that he didn't even want to do it.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, and I was so disappointed. Just ruined the whole picture for me.
One of my favorite parts of that movie. It shows my oddness. The low rent portion of the campus, or the camp, comes in at the end, and they're all, when you're a jet, all that kind of stuff. And they come in, and the one girl with the very, very blonde hair, and they're dancing with their hip thrusting,
Right.
You ain't never seen nothing like this kind of stuff. And the girl's black bra strap drops down.
Yes.
Is there any other I am white trash? Your mother would not be happy with you dating me. The black bra strap
Exactly.
drops down
Especially
on her.
back then.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you had to go to a special store to get a black bra back then.
You probably had to.
I think so, too.
Yeah. She probably sewed it herself.
Well,
That girl did.
or
Or dyed it. She
the
bought a white
Fredericks.
one and dyed it.
yeah, the Fredericks of Hollywood catalog.
Probably.
Yeah.
Mail order.
Yeah,
You had to
probably.
Mail order.
that. I had a red slip when I was in second grade. I thought it was the raciest thing ever. I mean, it's a red slip. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I know. My sister-in-law told me once that she once wore a slip to school because it was the prettiest dress she'd ever seen.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
We have a slip story.
you have a slip story?
We do.
Uh-oh.
A friend.
We work with this woman. And if I told you about her, you're like, you're making that up. Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't
understand.
believe
You
it.
would not.
But it's all true.
It is all true. And she is the Twin Peaks log lady.
Okay.
Yeah, we had one of those. And she comes to work one day in a dress, and says, I couldn't find my slip this morning. Look, and pulls her dress up, and she's wearing shorts.
White shorts.
Oh, wow.
She
White
couldn't
shorts.
find a white slip.
She couldn't find a white slip, so I'm just going to wear these denim shorts under the skirt.
Well, she did feel the need to wear something.
Wear another skirt.
Well, that's true.
You couldn't see
true.
through the skirt.
No, it
Oh,
was
okay.
denim.
Wow. Okay. I'm getting a picture.
Your mama has barreled that
They were
into
like
your
Bermuda
head.
short length.
Yeah.
And they were white.
Gotcha.
So she thought that would be fine under her. I don't know why. At that time, it wasn't.
She
the
was getting
thing that you
baptized
had to
later?
wear a
I mean,
slip.
I mean, I don't know what that, but that really happened. Look.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that sets a whole new level to it right there. The fact that you feel the need to put those on is one thing, but then the feel the need to share it with
Yes,
everyone
yes.
is a whole
Oh.
other issue.
She came to my cubicle and lifted her dress up like a can-can dancer.
Well, it was okay. She was wearing shorts.
Exactly. Or that girl in first grade that twirled way too much.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
thinking she twirled too much, and her mother made her,
I think you may have a point.
I think it's, she's got a scar.
Yeah.
She's got a scar. How funny. How funny. How about Gone with the Wind?
Well, I was going to bring that up with the red petticoat thing.
Oh,
Mammy,
yeah.
wearing your red slip.
There you
Very
go.
good, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
One of my,
That's the original.
everybody's all-time favorites.
Yeah, it really is. And it's funny. I think it would have been really cool to have been around when that came out, when you actually went to the movie theater.
Yes.
And they had to have intermissions because it was so long. But you see that
Oh,
on the big screen.
I was.
Oh.
I wasn't around when it came out, but I can remember going to see it at the movies. But, not when it came out. Years later.
Right.
But
I
when
think I saw it at the
It was
Capitol.
like, it's come, just for 1 week, we're going to be showing Gone with the Wind, and I went down to see it because you couldn't see movies on TV.
Uh-huh.
And so, but my oldest daughter, when she got to be about 12. They were going to show it at a refurbished theater downtown, and I took her down to see it. And again, when that camera zoomed on to Clark Gable, I heard her go,
He's still got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
along with all the other. I mean, you could hear a in the whole theater. I mean, everybody was doing it, but she did too.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't know the name of the movie, but it's Sean Connery as King Arthur.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and Julie Ormond and Richard Gere is in the movie, and you'll think of the name. It's something.
I will.
First night or something like
Yeah,
that.
or
Yes.
last
Yeah,
night.
so, was it last night?
First night. First night or last night.
That's
or Wild Night or something like that.
one of the nights. I don't know.
It's one of those night kids. I don't know.
Last Night is a whole different
It
story,
is.
Maggie.
That's a Rob Lowe movie with
Exactly.
long-haired Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rachel says, and she's like 12. Okay. She said, that guy in that movie, he's really hot, and he's an old guy. And I go, Sean Connery? You mean, are you talking about Sean Connery, baby? Like, she should know,
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah. He's the original Adam. He is all male.
He is.
Yes.
But who is taking his place? My next husband.
Oh.
I'm just announcing it here on greenvillemedia.com.
You heard it here first here, folks.
Clooney.
George Clooney.
Well, and I think Richard Gere, I have to put him in between the two. He was
had
rocking
some-
the gray hair.
He had some moments.
Well, never mind.
It's okay.
I just can't get over certain things, no matter what.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay. But yeah, Richard Gere.
Yeah,
Sean
George
Connery.
Clooney.
Yeah,
Yep.
George Clooney. George Clooney had a movie. First, I'm trying to think. Let's do an ad. Jack, I'm getting, this is, it's quiet time in our studio, Bonnie, Lou, and Buster. That's our cue from Dawn. It's time to do another ad. Let's see who's paying for the bills. Okay. How about Realty Executives of East Tennessee Realtors of Greenville? That is Reggie Jones' company. He sells homes here in town, and he can find you what you need. He has some amazing searching tools. He can do that, put you on different websites. You can do those 360 tours. Have you seen those, Paige?
I have. They're
Isn't that
wonderful.
cool? I mean, talk about not just saving you time,
Exactly.
but, I mean, is it not that the internet is so cool? You can buy shoes, a husband, or a home, and get the
Exactly.
feel of it before you ever have to take a test drive.
That's true.
I think that's pretty cool.
I do too.
But give Realty Executives a call if you're looking for real estate, if you're looking for a second home, if you're looking for a home somewhere else. Reggie has the tools to help you find that. Give him a call at 639-3465, and he is located at 827 Tusculum Boulevard here in Greater Greenville, Tennessee. Okay, we've got just a few minutes left.
Okay.
Look on your list and give me 5 movies that made the list.
Okay. Do you want me to save like my all-time favorite for last?
Yes.
Okay. So 5 besides my favorite.
Honorable mentions.
Okay. Hope Floats. Harry
Yeah,
Connick
I
Jr.
love that
again.
one.
Sandra
Yes.
Bullock.
Yes. The Truth About Cats and Dogs.
That is that Janine Garofalo?
It is.
Or is it
And
Diane
Emma
Lane?
Thorne. No.
That's
Janine
Must Love Dogs.
Ruffalo. Yeah.
That's Must Love
Okay,
Dogs.
okay.
Yes,
And that's
which
a
is-
Cusack.
Yes, it's also another. That's a great one. My Best Friend's Wedding.
Very good. We saw a different side of Julia Roberts there.
We did, and we saw Dermot Mulroney.
We did.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the new one on the
yeah.
list.
Yeah, he is.
He
yeah.
is.
Yeah, he is in a movie I watched just recently about the 3 whales in Alaska.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a good movie. He is in that. He plays the chopper pilot. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the trailer for that. I've not
Yes.
seen it yet.
He
I remember
has that, like he smiles and one side of his mouth is more aggressive than the other.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're like
Yes.
going, ha, you're a sweet and sour sucker.
Hugh Jackman
Yeah.
has it too.
Hugh Jackman.
He does. He does. Now, talking about Dermot Mulroney, have you seen The Wedding Date?
No.
No.
Deborah Messing hires him to be her wedding date.
I have seen that. I've seen part of that.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 That's a great one for him.
We don't have a single Matthew McConaughey movie on here.
Well, no, it ended up being after, since I was trying to
Yeah.
limit the list, but there are some on the other one, the failure to launch and the
How to Lose a Guy in 10
How to
Days.
Lose a Guy in 10
You
Days.
gotta put Magic Mike on there. I'm sorry. You do. You just gotta.
No,
No.
I'm not watching
You.
that. I'm not watching that.
Well, I did watch it, and I still
you?
don't have to put it on there. I'm sorry. I wish that I had rented it instead of actually buying it because I thought
you
that I
bought
might.
it! Oh, Paige! You could have got all day without saying that.
I know, you heard it here first.
What was the one with? You only have a few minutes. In Morocco, and it's during the war, and it's an old one, old.
Play it again, Sam.
Louis,
Play it again, Sam.
yeah. What was the name of that one?
Oh, Casablanca.
Casablanca.
Yes,
The White House.
Okay.
that's a chick
Give
flick.
us yes, it is.
Yes. I had The American President. That's Michael
Dave.
Douglas and
Michael
no,
Douglas
Michael
and
Douglas and Annette
Annette
Bening.
Bening.
Yes, such a sweet movie. Him trying to buy her roses throughout the whole movie just cracks me up. Another not so fuzzy is Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
That's got
There's lots of stuff happening
Going
in that
on.
movie. Yeah.
Well, I read the book, and that there was a lot more to it, and that sort of colors it. I do like it,
Yes.
and I do watch it, but there's a lot more.
I like
Pam
Maggie
said,
Smith.
there's a lot going on there.
I like
There
Maggie
is.
Smith.
I
She's
do
the one
too,
on the oxygen.
and her
I like
mom.
all of them. I like all
What's
of
her
them.
mom's name?
No. What is
Yeah.
Maggie Smith's mom's
I
name?
can like her if I can, if I want to.
I don't remember.
What is her mom's name?
I'm trying to think of it.
Oh, it's not Gina Rowland. That was from The Notebook. It is. Okay, think of it, and I'll get back. You think on that. Tell me some more movies, Paige.
Oh, more
And
movies.
next week you'll say, oh, by the way, anybody who wanted to know Sandra Bullock's
exactly.
mother's name
That's
in Yaga Sisterhood. Yeah.
I thought you were saying Maggie Smith's mom's name, and I'm like, that lady's been
No.
gone a while.
no. Sandra Bullock's mom. And at the end, when she says, now I want you to tell me the truth. And I want you to just tell me the truth no matter
can take it.
what. Does this dress make me look bad? And she thinks, and she says, no. In fact, I was just wondering if you had lost some weight. She says, God love you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were raised right.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that.
Fried green tomatoes.
Good.
That's on my list.
Itchy thread good.
Yes. One called Always.
Always.
Yeah.
Holly
Is that
Hunter.
Holly Hunter with the Richard
Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I love that movie.
Ellen Burstyn. Ellen Burstyn.
That's it.
Very good.
Reagan's mom from The Exorcist.
Oh.
Oh,
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew that one. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Sir Jack, for Googling that for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jerry Maguire.
Long. You had me at
It
hello.
was long. He should have left it at hello.
He
Is
should
that
have
what you're
left
saying?
it at hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he read the whole Bible after that.
That's true. That's true. Of course, the Twilight series. Those are all.
Yeah.
The Proposal. That's another Sandra Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Reynolds.
He's too pretty to. He shouldn't talk.
That's true.
But he does talk well. I mean, he is quick and witty.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's always a plus
That is
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You want to hear a couple of mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Phenomenon.
That's my last one that I was
Is it?
saving for last.
Oh, okay, then I'll
Yes.
skip over that one. Okay.
The girl that was in it, that's
Keira
married to
Sedgwick?
Kevin Bacon,
Yes.
and she was in a movie. Oh, no, it went away. Who was in that one? The one you named?
Keira Sedgwick.
Keira Sedgwick.
Yeah, Kara Sedgwick. Oh,
It went
shoot.
away.
Go ahead. I'll forget it.
Oh, it went away. Oh,
It went away. And that's what I say to her. Oh, it went away.
the brain cloud is
It'll come
dissipated.
back.
That's right.
It'll come back around. It makes a loop.
I put The Mirror Has Two Faces.
Yes.
Barbara Streisand and what's his name? Nick Nolte before he got crazy and weird hair. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, I've not seen that one.
I like that movie. She's also in a very, very similar movie, which is the kind of the cornerstone of her entire acting career. I'm very ugly, I get a perm. I'm very ugly, I get a perm. You know, what is this? The Natural? It's not The Natural. What is she in with Robert Redford?
I was thinking about A Star Is Born with Chris Christopher.
The same thing. She's very ugly.
Your girl is very lovely, Hubble.
Hubble, yes. What is the name of that
The Way
movie?
We Were.
The Way We Were, yes.
Oh, that's
yes.
a chick flick.
That is a chick flick.
Right.
And I put Love Story, not because I think it's a particularly good movie. I think it did in some way. I understand that Ally McGraw was trying to establish, you know, we're independent, we're 70s women, we speak our minds, we don't wear bras, we do whatever we want to, you know, that kind of, you know, we have birth control now, we look how, you know, women have changed. I found her to be hateful and surly. Hateful and yet surly.
Yes.
At this, you know.
Ooh, double word score.
I did not, that is not a chick flick, and to this day I do not understand the phrase, love means never having to say you're sorry. Actually, love means saying you're sorry all the time.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
love means always being, you know, in a state of compromise. Okay, finish it up, Paige. You got to, well, it's actually 9 o'clock, but I'm going to keep talking.
Okay.
Let's finish talking about Phenomenon. I love that movie.
Oh, I do too. And I don't know
Yeah,
if you
I
really.
do too.
Yeah. I don't know if you really consider that one a chick flick or not, because I've heard a lot of men say that they enjoyed it as well. But it's got everything. You've got John Travolta. You've got music. If I Could Change the World is in there. That, you know, Have a Little Faith in Me is in there.
Good Clapton.
The Crazy Love, Aaron Neville thing. And then, of course, where for people who don't know, George is dying as well. He's got a
John
problem in his
Travolta's
brain.
character.
Yes.
He gets brilliant. He gets like a meteor shower or something, or was
Like
it
a lightning strike, I think.
Okay.
Yes. And, of course, he is in love with Kira Sedgwick's character. Her name is Lace. And in one part of it, he asks her, you know, would you love me the rest of my life?
I wrote
Because,
that down.
yes, because he's really only got
Moments,
days to live.
moments, yeah.
Exactly. Turns out to be moments, yes. And she says, no, I'm going to love you for the rest of mine. It's like, oh my gosh, hand me the whole box of Kleenex. And then the one that a lot of people haven't talked about is Robert Duvall's character in there. He's Doc. And
Yes.
the people in the bar are putting down George, you know, saying, oh, he's nothing special. He really didn't get smarter, did he? And Doc says, you know, well, how's your lady love, you know? And they said, well, we broke up. And he said, really? Well, that's too bad. Now, George has a love by his side, and she's sticking with him. And you want to know why? Because he bought her chairs.
Love that.
Lace, for those of you who don't know, Lace made, she built chairs, and George bought every one of them he could get. And Doc says,
She thought they were being sold. She didn't know he was buying them.
yes.
That was perfect.
Exactly. And he says, you know, that's pretty smart to me. Did you ever buy Lisa's chairs? And the guy says, well, I think Doc's drunk tonight. And Doc says, every woman has her chair, something she needs to put
And that
herself
she
into.
does.
You ever figure out what Lisa's chairs were and buy them? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if men understood that,
Yes.
we're done.
Yeah. That's it. Especially from Gus.
Exactly.
From Lonesome Dove figured this out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if Gus can figure it out, then, you know, the rest of them need to step it up a little bit.
Exactly.
Paige, I've enjoyed talking with you. Always do. But I've enjoyed talking movies with you.
Yeah.
Maggie,
Great.
thanks
I've
for
enjoyed
calling.
talking with you, too.
Thanks for calling, Maggie.
Okay,
All
bye-bye.
right. Paige, I'd like to invite you back in about 6 weeks. You think you'd come about 6 weeks and we'll talk about something else?
Sure.
We'll talk about some other genre or some other type of movie. If you have movies that you would like us to review, maybe we could review 1 or 2 movies or something, please drop us a line either via Jack's Facebook page at greenvillemedia.com, mine, Pam Gosnell, on Facebook. And you can also send me a message through the Greenville Media website. I'll have my own page there, too. Paige, thank you again for joining me. And I'd like to remind everybody that next week we've got Adina Hicks, and we're going to talk about how to talk to your kids about hard things.
And Dina is a hoot.
She is a hoot.
Yes.
And she says, those two words a lot, she said. You do realize I say those words a lot.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I think, I'm fine with it. I don't know. Jack may have to leave the room, but
Right.
anyway.
We can hermetically seal him.
We
away
can.
again.
We can put him back in the jug. Okay. All right.
Well, let me out of here.
All right. You've been listening to Pam Goslow's Girlfriends. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good night. And
don't forget it, folks, that Pam's Goslow's Girlfriends is heard at Tommy's Plumbing Studio, 423-620-7522.